Bienvenidos amigos de todo Colorado, desde la casa de Fátima para el mundo.
Welcome to the Cosmic Ocean. My name is Nayeli, and today we have a special guest in substitute of my mother, who's not here today. So, Sophie, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm one of the moderators sometimes on Nayeli's live.
Yes, so you guys know of her, have exchanged a few words with her. This is my sister, Sophia. Before we start with the podcast, I wanted to let you guys know that you can follow me at the Nay_area on all platforms. I do readings on live and one-on-one, link in bio. Also, here in Colorado, in Denver, Colorado, we reside in the unceded land of the Arapaho and the Cheyenne peoples, amongst many, many other peoples who have walked this land. It is important to acknowledge that this is stolen land. All right. So before we started the podcast, we talked a lot about what we wanted to talk about, what we wanted this podcast to be about. And I feel like, you're my little sister, so seeing you grow up and become just a being with agency, that you've always had agency, like your own voice, your own person, but watching you grow up and really become that own person is like, whoa, it's really exciting. And I want to know more about just your experience, your experience, your perspectives on topics that we've already talked about. So like those conversations about, those traumas that I lived, that mom lived. I want to know more about I feel like I already do. We've talked about it here and there, about your perspective or your experience when I left. But I feel like nobody else knows it. Nobody else has heard your perspective. And I also want to give you a space where you can share and say whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
A space where you can say it however you want to say it. You don't have to talk about any of that. You can talk about your experience with spirituality, your experience with vulnerability, your experience with like growing up Catholic, and then like right in the middle too. I know that's always been super prominent with you. It's like you grew up super, super Catholic, and in the middle of that, or maybe a little bit,
like in my phase where I was hardcore, I was introduced to spirituality.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was like crazy for me because I was, so one of my mom's friends, she was Muslim, and I was hardcore Catholic, and when I just remember saying that's a sin, and mom was like, that's so judgmental, you can't like be doing that. And
How
I was
old
like,
were you?
Like I was in 4th grade,
Oh
and that's
my
like something
gosh.
like I always remember now, and like I try to go by because like I don't know, I try not to be judgmental of anyone anymore. Like that's why like
Take a deep breath. You're
That's
fine.
why, like,
you have time to spare. Go
yeah,
ahead.
okay. That's why like I don't know, I don't judge anyone off of what they believe in, and especially having one side of the family that's hardcore Catholic, and then having one side of the family that's like whatever goes, And so it's a really cool experience, especially like going to Catholic schools all my life. I get to see so many different points of views, and I'm kind of lucky for that because I like to see different points of views because I don't know.
So it's not hard.
No, I feel like sometimes it is hard because like on specific topics like other religions, and sometimes the specific teacher talking about that is like very judgmental, and I don't in the school that they talk about it, I didn't like stand up for myself or anything, so I wouldn't say anything. But
Why not?
I was scared because it's a whole school of people that have different beliefs than me, so I knew that everyone would be like against it. So I guess I was just kind of scared of like speaking up for myself. But now in my current school, we haven't talked about anything yet, and we had an assignment to like, what's your belief? And I said I grew up Catholic, but I'm not now. And like that's the first time I've ever like said that. So, and, like,
how did that make you feel?
Really?
In a Catholic school, you said?
Yeah, like really good because I would not have done this last year. So that's something that
Well, too, because it wasn't a safe space.
Yeah.
You know? At all. It was a lot of people's with the same mentality that you had in 4th grade.
Yeah. And especially like I think what like gave me the courage to, because I saw other people like just saying, oh, I'm atheist, oh, I'm this religion, but I'm still going to this school. And so I was like, oh, so I can just write whatever I want. Like I can just write me down. So
My
yeah.
little heart. So what is you?
I don't know. Like I'm okay. So
Also, disclaimer, it's okay to not know. You're like in the age, literally in the perfect age where you are trying to figure that out. So if you don't know, that's fine. Okay?
Yeah.
You don't have to know.
I actually I don't really know, but like I do know. No, I don't know. So, what I meant by like me, like I meant like my beliefs. So, yeah.
But it's still a part of you.
Yeah.
And it's like it's like an inch closer. I understand that. Going to a place where you were not able or safe, you were not able and you did not feel safe to be curious and explore different parts of your identity, to a space where that's appreciated and even, well, maybe not. I don't know about your school, so I don't want to say that it's even encouraged, but when there is a safe space for you to be curious about it or to start saying whatever, you start figuring out who you are, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
And I think what made it better, my theology teacher was like, great response, thank you. And yeah.
So I think that's insane. You're making me realize the importance of having unconditional support and safe spaces in our educational system, because we don't have that. And I'm trying to think about like if I didn't have that, I don't think. Because I feel like I would have been a lot more willing to explore my identity, but I didn't get to do that until college. But for me, it was a lot of not just the school, but home.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and we grew up in totally different environments.
Tell me what environment you grew up in. Like, what the fuck?
Mom's like so growing up when I like to the point where I was like 9, mom was strict, and now I'm like 14, so it's like yeah, 5 years. And like, so it's like 5 years of mom just being like, oh yeah, you know. But then I think it was earlier on, like 6, mom started being like, you can do whatever you want, you know, like. Be gay. You know, and like it was crazy because seeing like you talking about how you grew up and like me growing up, it's the opposite. And
yeah,
sometimes
and you're the baby and I'm the oldest, so it's so different.
Yeah, and then you had to take care of us for like 3 years. So then
I didn't have to. That was my trauma.
Yeah, so then when you left, that was like so hard because you were like our best friend.
No, don't stop. Tell me more.
So I remember like after you would pick us up and then you'd always record us, and then we would always ask and you would never answer. And then
about what?
Why you would record us?
Because I wanted to make a compilation of all the times I picked you up, and I still have all of those videos. I just haven't. Are you gonna cry?
No.
I can edit it for you.
You can.
Anyways, so then like after school we would like talk on the counter for like an hour, and you would just teach us things that like mom wouldn't. And so like you
what?
were like how to wash your body.
Yeah, like basic little
like life. And so it was really hard when you left, and I didn't realize how much importance you had on my life until you left. So yeah.
Aww, I love you so much. And you're crying. What are you feeling?
I don't know, sad I guess, or just
Why?
like sad for me when you left, because yeah.
What are the emotions that are rising when you think about sad, or what are the moments? Like when you think about those emotions, what experiences come up in your head?
When we were saying bye to you in the garage, that's the one. And then that was like, I don't think it had hit me yet then, even though we were crying, but it wasn't like the full effect. So.
I'm sorry. I don't remember that. Like it was.
Do you remember? You in your laundry basket, ready to go.
I don't remember that.
You don't? We were like on the steps.
Yeah, it was like
And
the
you were
day
hugging
you
us.
left, and then we were like helping you pack, and then we went outside, and then you left.
Oh no, I came back. I came back to pick up some stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't it that day? Because I didn't see you the day I left. The day I left, you guys were out at the movies.
Yeah, then we came
Yeah,
back.
Yeah, when you came
And
back,
then-
you were there.
Really?
Yeah, and then you got the rest of the stuff when Mom was like
Yeah,
out on
I know,
walks.
'cause then you were like telling me to like, you were like telling me to distract Mom or something, or like I don't know. But then you were telling me that you got in trouble, but you were gonna talk to her, and then I was like, okay, I'll see you later. We got home and you were packing up.
Damn. I don't remember that. I totally blocked that out, I think. Because it was intense.
Trauma.
Yeah, from zero trauma. Oh my god. Okay, what else?
Oh, you're asking me like what
Yeah.
else?
What else do you remember?
Oh, I also remember you replacing the Kate Spade back with a book. Do you have that bag still?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
So-
so nice. Well,
Yeah, so my mom. So yeah, at this point, we were fighting. Well, my mom and I weren't really talking at all. And then she had bought everybody gifts like 6 months before Christmas, and then Christmas was coming closer. And I knew where she had my gift.
and she wasn't gonna give it to
And
Lally.
she wasn't, and she had already said, I'm not gonna give it to you. Yeah, like she had already drawn that boundary.
Yeah, and she also knew that Lally was like coming into the house to get her stuff, so she would lock her door with like a knife but like
No,
Lally-
I unlocked it with a knife.
yeah, Mom did it with something else, huh? Did she have a key?
She
No.
just locked it from the inside.
Oh yeah, okay,
But I think she also had a knife
yeah.
to
To
unlock
unlock
it.
it, yeah.
Just thinking, I don't know if this happens to you, but I feel like the more that I talk about that time, the easier it gets, but it still feels horrible. Like I still feel really heavy in my chest, and it makes me uncomfortable, and it makes me like want to go like this and like not really want to think about it because I don't want to be there anymore. You know what I mean? And when I think about it, I feel like I'm there because the trauma is still in my body. You know? So like thinking about those little moments that I had already forgotten or I blocked off but are very vivid for you. Hearing them, they feel fresh to me because they're not the ones that I hold on to or were very prominent for me. So it's just like, wow, you're just reactivating a lot of old stuff. And it's Mercury retrograde, or it's the shadow period, so this is coming up for a reason, you know? And so when you get emotional, I want you to talk to me about it so that it can leave, so you don't have to. And I want you to cry, because when you don't cry, you're suppressing it, and when you're not talking about it, you're suppressing it. And if you want to take a moment, we can take a moment and we can breathe through it. But anyways, yeah, so my mom was gonna give me a bag, and I was still in the house, wasn't I?
No.
I wasn't in the house
When?
when I
she got
replaced the bag.
I think you like came back.
Yeah, you came back.
I think you had left and came back sometime. I don't remember when though.
Okay, but I wasn't living there anymore.
No.
Yeah, because it was fast when you left. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, that's true. So actually, yeah, you're so right. I do remember that. It was nighttime. You guys got there. The Trailblazer was outside already, no?
Mm-hmm.
And it was all packed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just waiting to say bye or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I remember that. So then I got there, I guess. I don't know why I felt the need to do this because I don't even use that bag now, and I
You don't?
I like never did. Do you want it? You can have it.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it was just me being petty. And then too, thinking about it, like, damn, I really put you guys in the middle of it. How did you feel?
I didn't care. Like, I was like 8. I didn't know. So I was like, you were my sister, so I would do that.
Sophia.
Okay, I was like 12. So I was, you guys were my sisters.
You were like
Yeah,
10, 11?
Yeah, I was in 7th grade. I was 12. I was 11.
So she was like 8.
So I was like,
Damn.
no, I was like 10. So
Okay.
I was like 10. and like, you guys are my sisters, so I would do that. I'd still do that. Like, I don't know.
Would
I
you?
don't like lying to mom. But
Oh, we were talking about this to mom, and she get all mad at us.
What?
Yeah, it was like that we would. What did we? Do you remember when we were talking to her about it? Oh, that she like asked us if we like mad about that time, and then we like no, like we were chilling.
yeah.
Were you guys really chilling though?
Well, it's like most of the stuff you and mom like dealt with was like between you two, so it wasn't us. I think the only thing we were in the middle of is like you coming to the house to take your stuff, and then them in the house.
No, I think we were in the middle a lot.
You guys were in the middle the whole time.
I don't
feel
remember
like.
those two.
Yeah, cause all the time she was at our house, like we had to lie, and then tell mom that she wasn't there. I remember one time mom was calling us, and she was like yelling at us at the phone, like telling us was there, and we were like, no, she's not there, and like even us, and we were like all in the bathroom.
Yeah, in the bathroom?
I don't know why. Like you were cleaning something.
I think it
I
was.
remember that in our room.
I remember that in the living room.
Like that was literally in our room, and
It was
your
like
room.
a daily thing though. So
Maybe it was all different times. So.
Damn.
And then I would like chill. I would be like with you at night when you would say she left. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys were aware of all the lies, and I put you in this position where you had to lie, you know, and that's when you were in the middle of it. Well, that's because it.
Nice.
Ugh, God. I'm sorry.
I barely remember.
That doesn't mean that it's okay, you know? Damn. Just feeling the feels, just feeling the emotions come up.
Did you and mom, when you guys were like made up, that's when mom started going over to the trailer and stuff, right?
We were weird because I guess we did make up like in January, February, I think. But then it just, yeah. And then she started coming over. But we never,
Saw eye to eye.
yeah, it was never stable. Because I was doing things that she didn't want me to do. And like I couldn't see you guys for a big like we made up and then I couldn't see you guys. So it was weird. You know what I mean? And then
Wait, I have a question. When you were living with dad, were you guys talking?
who?
You and
Mom.
No. It was not until like I left dad's that we started talking.
Yeah.
But it was like literally in between, so I was still kind of with dad, but I was about to leave dad's that we started talking. But it was horrible. It was horrible. It was a really hard time. I never once, no offense, but I never once did I stop to think about, oh my God, what about the girls? You know what I mean?
At one point in time, I thought that you were happy.
You thought I was happy?
Yeah, because like you were gone for so long, so I didn't know if you were gonna come back. So I just thought you were like happy there, and the way that they acted was like so different than the way you tell us. And like they act so different when they're around other people, but when it was just like me and Lola and you, they were rude still. And so that's like, when I think about that, I get mad.
Yeah.
I get so mad because like they didn't even have shame. Like it just makes me mad. I also get mad thinking that you still talk to them.
I know.
I don't know why I get mad because it's like I just get actually physically angry. Like I don't like to think about it because it's like unsettling.
Think about it.
Yeah.
So what gets you mad?
I don't know how long they manipulated you, and like even when you were like healing, they were still there, which is like weird.
Why?
They were lingering around you. That's like annoying. So
Why?
nah, I don't know. They're like, I don't know. They're it was so toxic, and I guess, yeah. Do you think that they resembled like your daddy issues and stuff?
100%, without a doubt. Yeah.
So you were basically dating the worst part of your father.
Yeah. And my mother, because I have mommy, or had mommy issues too, you know? And they encapsulated all of it. All of it. But I want to go back to like, yeah, in those moments too, when they treated me like shit in front of you guys, it was because there's this, like, you guys were so little that I, and obviously them, but I can't really speak for them, didn't really see you guys as understanding, or I don't even know honestly what the fuck they were going through or what was going through their mind. But for me, it was just like, you were so little, I didn't think you, I don't know. I don't even think it had anything to do with age. I just think I was so out of it, I didn't have time to think about anybody but me. You know?
Well, I mean, in like situations like that, it's important to think of yourself, I guess. But just, I guess you were thinking of the wrong version of yourself,
Or just, I don't know if I was really, I don't know. I was thinking about myself, but I wasn't thinking about myself in a way that ignited healing or brought forth healing. I was thinking about myself in a way of just continuing to escape and suppress and to run. You know what I mean? And to numb myself and to disassociate. I wasn't trying to feel or process anything. So then you're saying that, well, now when you think about it and you feel, because the discomfort is trauma. Remember how I told you how just hearing all of these things makes me feel all the trauma that's still in my body, especially hearing new perspectives of it. I'm like, damn, I didn't even remember that, you know? So now understanding that discomfort is a trauma that's living in your body, do you feel like you were affected by it?
Repeat the question. I was thinking about my cat.
Now, okay, so remember that moment where I told you that thinking about these same experiences, or thinking about this one trauma, but in a different perspective, is triggering the discomfort because it sounds new to me? Like you're saying it in a different way, and it's like, I healed this part of the trauma, but there's still trauma here. And then when you bring it up, it triggers this trauma that's here. And then going back to when you were saying, well, I wasn't affected, or it didn't matter to me. But then feeling the discomfort in your body, how do you feel? Would you agree that you were affected by it?
Yeah, now that I think of it, honestly, yeah. I just, I didn't really think of it that way.
Or more so,
because of it out of it.
Mm.
You know, I actually saw this post that was like, therapy doesn't take away trauma. Do you agree with that? Do you have to like, and if that's true, like, what do you have to do to take away trauma?
So, therapy is more like walking you through your trauma. Therapy is having that third party where you can talk about it, they walk you through it, they direct you to certain places, but at the end of the day, you're the only one that can process your own trauma. You're the only one that knows what you need to do, that feels it in your body, and that can ultimately heal the trauma. You know what I mean? So I guess that's what they're saying. that therapy, you can sit in therapy, but if you are not willing to process your trauma, feel your trauma, then it won't go away. And that your therapist isn't here to save you. Your therapist is meant to show you what you need to do, show you the steps, or just somebody to listen to you so that you can see the steps yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing as spirituality. I can't take away your trauma. I can't. I wish I could, just whatever. But I literally cannot. It's up to you. And so then what do you need to do? You need to talk about it. You need to feel it. Not wanting that discomfort that you feel and then deciding, oh my God, that's uncomfy, and it pisses me off. It makes me physically angry and I'm not going to think about it. That's suppressing. That's suppressing the trauma that's in your body. And so what you do is you feel it and you think about all the different ways and you feel it in your body. How many times have you heard me sit there and explain it over and over
Like
and
80,
over?
almost every live.
Every live. But how many times have you done it?
Then what? Talk about it?
No, how many times have you sat through the discomfort in your body and breathed through it? 0. Exactly. That's why I repeat it over and over and over and over and over and over. And that's why people continue to come back. And that's why trauma is still in our body, because at the end of the day, you have to make that choice. And 2, there's so much trauma in our bodies. There is so much that we have to process. And it starts with the discomfort. Oh, I have a question. So you hear me talk on live a lot.
Yeah.
And you hear me preach, in quotation marks, a lot. And you always throw in my face, you always preach this and that. You're not doing it. Anyways. Why don't you do what you always hear me say?
I feel like it's harder than you, like,
Oh, no.
harder to do it. than
It's
you think.
so fucking hard. So fucking
Are
hard.
you just talking about, like, meditation?
Everything. Everything.
I feel like on the spiritual side that you talk, I don't know if I'm ready yet, honestly. Like, it's like seeing you go through it, it's like it's beautiful, but it's scary. So I don't know if I'm ready.
Like what specifically?
Like when you're in your room for like 3 days, or when you hear things you don't want to, or hearing things about other people, that's like scary to me.
Why?
Because it's like it's such a big step. And also like seeing things or like our ancestors, that's scary for me.
Why?
Because of the horror movies, they've just portrayed it really badly. So I don't really want to see that right now. But eventually I will. So yeah, I don't think I'm ready to start my spiritual like journey quite yet. Because it's like you can't even deny when you know you have to do something.
But wouldn't you agree that you're already there? You can't deny the truth. And you can tell when you're lying to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also everyone's spiritual journey is different. Just because you see me going through mine in a certain way doesn't mean that you're going to go through it exactly, you know? Mine is tailored to me. Yours completely different. Completely different.
Yeah, I think I'm mostly scared because when you have like your depressive states, I get really scared to go back there. So
Tell me more, if you feel comfy.
at the end of 8th grade, it's happening again, and I just didn't know how to get out of it. So it was really hard, but I did get out of it.
Feel it. Sometimes, not just. There's a lot of pressure that people put on themselves when you say, "I have to get out of it." And when you say, "I have to get out of it," yeah, well, that's just. It changes everything, and it makes you sink in it more. I'm sorry. that you went through that, and that it's scary? What part of it scares you? That you
Knowing that I can't, like, it takes a while to get out of it, and I don't want it to happen like how it happened in 7th grade. I don't want to do that again. So I was like really grateful that it was only like 3 months this time. But I'm just kind of scared of the long period, and that's what makes me scared.
just being in there forever,
Yeah.
or what feels like forever. And so you think your spiritual journey will bring that up?
Well, I know yours, like, when you have to, like, evolve, you have to, like, go through, like, something like that. And I just don't want to go through that, so.
Well, I can talk you through what I go through in mine, so that you know that it's not necessarily, it's like so much more than just going into a hole, you know what I mean? So what happens is, I'm a generator, so I think that has to play, that plays a part, because generators work, and then they plateau, and then they work, and they plateau, and the plateau for me would be those depressive states. But those plateaus are meant to bring rest, because if not, I work, and then I crash, which would be like those elongated months or whatever. So then I work, and then I rest. And depending on my perspective and my thoughts will determine how that plateau goes. Because it could easily just be a crash, or it could just be fine. But I don't like being outside of that work, or that, not, when I say work, I don't mean like what we understand as work. I mean like allowing my creativity to guide me into flow. So just doing something, right? But anyways, so that plateau comes so that I can rest, and so that I can just take inventory of everything that I've gone through, everything that I experienced in my creativity, all the emotions, all the cycles, all the patterns. And sometimes it could be really cool, depending on my perspective, or sometimes it could be horrible, because cycles, looking at your patterns, looking at everything that you go through, could be heavy. Especially if it's like a Mercury retrograde thing, because it's all these traumas that come up and you have to feel it, right? But I've learned, because in the beginning I used to fight it hardcore. And then I feel like I was in that state for a year straight, maybe even more. And so coming out of it, I definitely resonate with the feeling super scared of having to go back in there, because then it's like, will I ever come out of it? And you do. And two, there's this understanding, there's always an ending. Always. You're reborn and you die. You're born 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 and you die. There's an ebb and there's a flow. There's an ebb and there's a flow. In the universe, the Big Bang, the entire universe will die, and then it will be rebirthed. You die, and then you will be reborn. Everything, like macro to micro, okay? So with that understanding too, that helped alleviate some of my anxiety, because I also had a lot of anxiety. It's like depression, anxiety. And so then in the beginning, when I came back home, the first few times that I crashed, or that I plateaued, it was to deal with the traumas that I wasn't dealing with. Ego deaths, and I guess in the spirituality sense, but really just looking at the different ways that I projected my trauma to other people, my codependency, and that one lasted like 4 months, which was a lot for me. It was horrible. But anyways, I tried to control it. I tried to deny it. I tried to suppress it. I tried to escape. I tried all these different things, but sit with it. So now when I feel those moments, like those plateaus, or like depressed or stagnant or stuck, then I will meditate. And I like to say that, and I like the way that meditation would like how it works, because it's like when I feel depressed, it's like this stillness that is so heavy, this silence that is so heavy in my body that makes me not want to do anything. So then I'll watch TV, I'll be on my phone, I'll whatever. Basically, that's it. Watch TV, be on my phone, stay in my room, sleep. Watch TV, be on my phone, stay in my room, sleep. Like, that's my cycle. So then it's like, I'm in that stillness, I'm in that silence, kind of. My body is. But my mind, I'm running, I'm escaping because I'm on my phone, because I'm watching TV. So it makes me feel horrible. And it's this cycle, right? So then if I take away the TV, if I take away being on my phone, and I just sit there, then I feel everything. Then I feel the heaviness. And I can comb it out. And I can make sense of it. Or I could just feel it. And that's the other thing too. I've learned that if I stop trying to understand it, and I just feel it, then slowly, like, I'll feel better. And because I'm feeling it, it leaves. You know? And I want to say that sometimes there is this understanding. There was something else I was going to say, but I don't remember. I hope that you don't feel that in any way I dismissed your depression or made you feel like, oh, it's easy, you can just do this. It's not. This shit is fucking hard, and I know. And I'm sorry that you had to go through that again, and that there's still some fear lingering. But I have faith that you'll get through it when you're ready, however you want to get through it, you know?
Yeah.
Are you fighting back tears?
No.
Are you sure? That's the first step. Don't suppress your fears. I mean, your tears and your fears. But, like, for real. Cry and let it out when you need to let it out. There was something else I was going to say, but I forgot. Yeah, 3 months is a lot, though. And one of the things, too, is, like, breaking out of that cycle. Oh, being on my phone. I found out the last time, like, the few days that I was, like... No, I felt that when we went on our trip. I wasn't on my phone at all. Then the moment I'd open my phone, it was, like, intense. It was just a lot of people, other people's energy, and it just, like, changed my emotions a lot. So now that I know that, whenever I go, because I know, like, my cycles, when I am in that plateau, then I won't be on my phone, because that shit will make me crash and burn. But also I'll try to break that routine of phone, TV, sleep, stay in my room, whatever. Like going and taking a shower. That makes me feel better. And talking to the water. Oh yeah, that I just really like the power of meditation, because it's like you spend so much time running from the silence and the stillness when you're depressed, that when you meditate, you're literally forcing yourself to face it. Which is, like, so beautiful when you think about it like that.
Last time I meditated, it was in the trailer.
Oh, shit.
And I'm pretty sure that was last time.
I remember you had this phase where you wanted to learn how to astral project.
Yeah.
So tell me about that.
I wanted to learn how to astral project to, like, different places. Obviously. But, like, my favorite shows and stuff. Because a lot of people were doing it. And I was like, oh my god, you can do that. So I was like super interested. So I even made like a whole script of like where I want for different places. And I researched it for like a lot of times. And then I found like a sign that will help. It was like a lucky sign, I guess. And then...
like a sigil? Like a symbol?
I guess
What are they called? Okay, and then?
And then... Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just like researched it a lot. I never did though.
What did you research? Like, what did you learn?
That like when that happens, there's like, so it's called your dream reality, and then your current reality. When you're in your dream reality, there's like another you. So it's like you're coming out of your body into your dream reality, but you're body is so conscious. So when you wake up and you're still in your dream reality, you're still moving and doing your stuff. But if you want to leave your dream reality, you can have like a code word. Mine was like tapping on my forehead. I never won't laugh, bro. It's just so horrible.
Wait, what?
Mine was tapping on my forehead. I never like went to my dream reality. I didn't know how to. There's like different ways to go. There's like a raven. I don't know. I used a starfish where you would like lay in a starfish and you just would like listen to what's it called? Like music, meditation music, and I did that. I would get the best sleep of my life, but I just wouldn't shift.
Why did you why did you stop?
Because I had been trying to do it for a month.
You did it for a month?
Or like around that. I was during online school, so I wasn't even doing school, so I was like, whatever. Yeah.
That was a lot. You do that a lot. Anyways, holy shit,
But
bro.
I'm pretty sure it's because every night I would like, I don't think I'm gonna do it, so I didn't believe myself.
There it is.
I haven't tried to do it anymore because I don't really think
That's interesting though, because that's the entire plot line of Insidious. So it's like, what? And you literally started with, I don't want to dive into my spirituality because of how horror movies. Whatever.
Yeah, but he went into an unwanted coma. And
I was basically stuck in the astral realm.
Okay, yeah, but I have a code.
Okay. I'm not gonna have to go save you because you're in the cage of the devil's cage in his home in the corner.
Bro.
Tiptoes out a window.
How did he go into the coma? What? Was there like something wrong with him first?
No, he went to sleep, he astral projected, and he was like roaming around.
Did he, like, wake up in a coma though?
No. What?
You can't wake up in a coma.
I know.
Like, he fell asleep and then he didn't wake up?
And then he just never woke up because he was trapped.
Yeah, he was like his dad though. Like every night he would astral project, but this time he couldn't leave. If you astral projected to like a place, where would you go? Well, you do, but like
If I could choose... No, I don't know. No, I can't choose. No.
maybe She-Ra. I would like to go to She-Ra.
Oh! That
Or
would
maybe,
be
like-
so cool.
Or maybe like a vampire show. So I could be a vampire.
That would be so cool. Oh my god.
Or maybe like a wizard. Harry Potter.
No.
Gryffindor.
Wizards of Waverly
You would
Place.
be- Oh, I always wanted to be
Hannah
on the subway.
Montana! Huh?
I always wanted to be on the subway
Really?
of like the shop. You know how they eat in the
Yeah.
literal
I bet
subway?
that's why she wants to go to New York.
Yeah. What else? Greece.
That's
No,
racist.
you're brown. You would hate you and gay. It's gonna work out.
Yeah, that actually. I mean, hey, it's my dream reality.
Yeah,
I
she
will
could change them.
make it.
She could
work.
fix them.
She-Ra was good. I think I would do Twilight. Well, whenever you're ready to start your spiritual journey, you have your teacher, your mentor, your guide.
You're supposed to give me like a reading like 55 times.
I forget shit. You
Yeah,
think
me
that
too.
I'm always here. I'm not. You need to remind me. I have
I
all three of
forget.
you bitches I need to do readings for, and I forget. So, like, literally all of you guys. But whenever you're ready, okay? You can ask me whatever you want. Whenever you want.
Rock.
Please don't open your mouth because I saw all that boba string all up in that bitch. Anyways, so thank you so much. This is Sophia. She's my sister. Sophia. This is my sister. And yeah, thank you for making space. Thank you for being vulnerable with us. I hope that you were able to take some insight or resonate or just simply connect. Find a safe space here within your body, within your being. And have a great day! Ashe! You know they can see you disassociate? Bye!